very dangerous times. And I know, Destiny, you've got some stuff you want to talk about related to this, because as I've said here many times and we've all talked about, the closer we get to winning, the more extreme, the more violent, the more illegal our enemies are going to become.
And that's what we're seeing, is that going out there and peacefully praying. There was a woman who was recently stabbed at the Life Chain event. I mean, and there's not a more peaceful event. You're literally standing along a road with just words on signs, no graphic images, very peaceful, loving, you know, abortion hurts women. And the fact that someone became that hostile that they went up and, you know, knocked her to the ground, and he threw his water all over her, and a scuffle breaks out, and then he stabs this woman. We are seeing it escalate. Also with the March for Babies in Australia, who Brian Kemper was there.
Yes, our youth director.
And they have these still images of these protesters going by and shoving people down, taking their signs, punching them. And finally what they did was they set up a barricade along the route and had this little drum circle, which they're really big on drum circles, and which we saw down in Austin. And so they like to just make noise, because the whole point is that they are going to shout over you. They're going to be louder than you so that your viewpoint can't get out. And the thing that should disturb all Americans and Australians is that this isn't even just against pro-lifers. This is against our freedom of speech. This is an assault on the First Amendment. And it might be our issue today, but tomorrow it'll be your issue and your voice that they're shouting over.
Absolutely. And we're seeing more and more instances of this. We get the calls here. I'm sure you guys all get them about violent things that are happening. We've covered it on here. We mentioned Ray Stabaz here a minute ago from Delaware. I mean, this is a 63-year-old woman who was viciously attacked in front of the abortion clinic. It's on video. The attack is on video, and the police won't do anything about it. I mean, it's obscene what's going on out there. But it's part of what we have to put up with. You know, we're getting to the point now where you have to. I have these people say to me all the time, "What are we going to do about this?" I said, "Well, to some degree, we're just going to have to put up with it. This is part of what we do." And so you have to make a decision. Am I willing? Are the unborn and their moms worth it to run these risks?
And sometimes you just have to be a presence. And I would say that, you know, we should never be silent. But when they're that loud, all we can be is a present. And when we saw that down in Austin, I remember at one point we were standing outside. We had a rally that lasted for 2 hours and had a permit for it. And the pro-choicers knew that it was about to be up. So we look behind us, and as people are starting to go away, they were playing worship music, everybody's leaving. I'm standing there with my family, with 3 of my children with me, and we see just this street of orange. And as soon as that permit was up, they just start surrounding us, and they're playing music, and they have their drums and all this. And there was a second where I thought, I don't know, like, is this safe? Maybe we should leave. And 2 state troopers came up and stood next to my children and I, but they were still playing the worship music, and we still had, you know, officials out there who were there was a presence. And so we're all in blue and they're all in orange. And they were surrounding us, and it just, in that moment, I looked out at the sea of people in my generation and realized they have no idea that they're fighting for a culture of death. But all we can do is stand here. And it was very important for my children to see that right now we just have to be a presence representing this generation, because otherwise they're gonna eat us alive. The media is making it look like we're not there. Nobody can hear us because they're shouting over us. Sometimes we just have to stand and be a presence for life.
How are we gonna lose with people like Ray and Dana?
Isn't that beautiful?
I mean, we talk about this all the time, that you see these people that are out there on the front lines that most of the public never hears about. Most of the pro-life public doesn't hear about it unless they watch Life Talk.
Right.
This stuff is going on out there. We're winning these battles all over the country, and nobody really knows it.
Yeah.
But
Mark,